He's brilliant, he's beautiful, and he's back. He's the chairman of the Republican House Policy Committee, and we like to call him Red Eye's congressional correspondent. Joining us now is Michigan Congressman Thaddeus McCotter. How you doing? Great to have you back, Congressman.
Why are you being so nice to me?
I don't know, because you're a nice person. Hey, have you finished my book yet?
I'm getting close. I'm getting very close.
Yeah.
It's no better than when I last described it, but I'm plowing through it as an act of friendship for you.
Very good. Nicely done. Hey, I want to start by asking you about President Obama coming out against the 90% taxation of the AIG bonuses. Is this surprising to you?
Well, it's not particularly surprising, but it fits a pattern. As you remember, he said that he had decried the AIG bonuses, but he had also been the president that signed them into law and protected them in the stimulus bill. And so now that the Democrats found out that this was in the bill, and that many people overreacted trying to cover their political assets, to put it in like a backwater junta, he then comes out and saws the limb off on him again.
Yeah, I like the backwater junta. I like a backwater junta. That sounds pretty good.
That was your nickname in college.
Like something. Well, I hesitate to think what it was called over in England when you were buying them at the pharmacist.
Thank you very much. Hey, AIG is changing its name to AIU. What do you think this will do? Is it like Puff Daddy becoming P. Diddy?
Well, my first response was, what will you and Bill use for a safe word now?
You know, 15 of the top 20 AIG execs have returned their bonuses. Is that good?
Well, I think it's healthy. I think that in many ways it's regrettable, some of the things that they've been subjected to in terms of reprehensible threats and particularly the targeting of them. But in the end, these bonuses should not have gone out. If they had gone into bankruptcy at the time, these bonuses would not have been allowed. And certainly after some of the things that taxpayers have seen done with their money, the last thing they want is the people who broke the system to get bonuses for trying to fix it.
Now, you know, there's this AIG bus tour where I guess they drive people around to these employees' houses who got the bonuses. Is this like one step away from a lynch mob?
I think what they should be doing is trying to figure out who in the administration pulled the Wyden Snow Amendment out that would have prevented this fiasco and replaced it instead with the Dodd Amendment. It is better, as the president said, to constructively channel one's anger, and I would think that the perfect way to channel it now is to figure out who in their right mind put in the stimulus bill the approval and protection of the AIG bonuses.
You know, interesting story about AIG. They paid something like $100 million to get their names on the uniforms of Manchester United, which I believe is a British volleyball team. Now, did we pay for that?
Well, I think that you have to see where all the money has gone.
Yeah.
We have seen millions, billions go overseas to bankers/investor creditors of AIG. Now, I don't know how Manchester United is doing in the standings, whether the Chelsea team is beating them or not. Football is more for people like you.
Really?
In terms of soccer, yes. It's a very, very short game.
Yes.
But in the final analysis, what you're looking at is we have to get to the bottom of where all these expenditures went. I think a lot of Americans would be very upset, A, to find out that football is really soccer in England, and also to find out that their tax dollars went into buying them jerseys.
Yes. You know, that made complete sense, but there was really no need for the jab at my height. Really no need.
I'm trying to bait you. I'm trying to bait you, Mr. Gutfold. You seem to take my beatings very stoically, and I can't understand why.
Yes. That's because I enjoy it. Hey, what's the coolest thing about being a congressman?
Talking to beautiful people like you, Greg.
Oh, really? Hey, do they have secret underground tunnels in D.C. so like people like you can beat traffic and get home?
No, because they're afraid of what the members of Congress would do in them.
Yes, really.
What they do have are tunnels that get you from the Capitol and back so that the people who've been watching your voting record can't find you.
Do you guys have a gym where you work out?
Well, there's a health fitness center, and I don't go there very much because, A, they don't have ashtrays, and B, the one time I was there, my first trip, someone was talking themselves and then offered their hand, and I just said, hey, we're cool, dude.
Who was that, by the way?
I can't reveal the name of the senator.
Hey, do congressmen get groupies, and how do you deal with that being a married man?
Well, I told you, Greg, I'm flattered by the offer, but I'm just not into that.
Well, thank you, Congressman. We'll be back shortly. Hopefully you'll stick around for the halftime report. So do you have a comment on what you're seeing? Email us at redeye@foxnews.com. And if you want to leave a voicemail message on my direct line, just call 212-462-5050. Oh, that's such a bad idea. And still to come in the next 30 minutes, the halftime report from TV's Andy Levy.
All right. I have some stuff for Congressman McCotter. Congressman, you still with us?
Yes, I'm still with you.
All right. Congressman, you said of Greg's book, I'm plowing through it as an act of friendship to you. Are you available for a cover blurb?
It depends on what's on the cover. If it's picture Greg hugging Fabio, no.
Then I'll put that down as a no.
Damn.
Also, you said that with AIG changing its name to AIU, your concern is what Greg and Bill will use as a safe word. They actually use harder.
Yes.
Well, I regret having said that in the first place, Andy, because I'm always thinking the Bill's one Twinkie from Postal.
Yeah. It's a fair point.
Yes.
Also, you
No, it's not.
No, it's a very fair point. Congressman, you called for AIG to be broken up. Is a name change good enough for you? Does that solve the problem there? We don't need to break them up now, right? It's a new company.
Well, if you don't mind spending $30 billion for new perfume on the pig, feel free, but I tend to disagree.
All right. I don't mind because I don't have $30 billion.
But I have a pig.
And that would be a great Valentine's Day present.
Yes, I do like to smear it with perfume every now and then.
Hey, Congressman, is it true that President Bush once called you that rock and roll guy?
And I called him that C&W dude, too, so we had our thing. You know, we played the White House picnic one time. We played Freebird, and he's the only guy in the room who didn't know the words.
Did you know the words of Freebird?
No, he just started humming during the jam part.
Wow, that's actually frightening. All right, I am done.
Thank you, Andy. Wow, Joe DeVito said nothing wrong. Let me welcome. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Congressman. Forgot to do that. You always have to thank your congressman. Usually with a box of chocolates. Let me welcome.